Good morning, everybody. Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm going to be channeling this morning. I'm going to be channeling messages about twin flames, I think. It's usually about that anyway. And what's going on at the moment with the Divine Masculine, with the Divine Feminine. Let's get us through this, whatever it is and why we're going through it. It's almost like the guides are trying to help us to get into things that we're fearful of. Not that they're scary, but get into things that we're fearful of and take things to the next level, like evolve to the next level in relationships. But trying to get us into that and through that, you know. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll also be giving mini reads as well. So if you have got a question for your higher self, or if you want guidance for a particular area in your life, then you can get one of those while you're on here live with me. And the way that you do that is check out that pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. That tells you how to do it. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link in there for your donations. You can use Super Chat or Super Sticker if that's easier for you. Are you here on YouTube? After you've done your donation, put a capital Q at the start of your comment and with your question in for your reading, and I'll do that. Hello, Maria. Always the first, aren't you, Maria? Are you the one that like sits waiting like 5 minutes beforehand? Every time I'll start it up and get ready for it, there's always someone waiting. I bet it's you, Maria. Okay, let's do this. My voice is it's just warming up at the moment. My voice is warming up. I've got my coffee. What are you drinking? Hey. I've done my microcurrent device this morning. That's what it is. I just looked it up. I just Googled it. Like, what the hell is a Ferrero bear? It's a microcurrent device. That's what it is. Did it this morning. It does make a difference, you know, because I can see, like, I'll do it like on one side of my face first and on the other side of the face. You can see that this side of my face is naturally lifted more than that side. Always been the case, right? So, but this side is kind of more muscular, which is weird. Like, this side is chunkier than this side, but this side is more lifted. And yeah, this is heavier side of my face. Anyway, I do it one side first and then the other side, and you can literally see it. Like, when I do it for my forehead, it lifts my brow up. It does. It works. I'm not sure how long it works for. I don't know if it holds out all day, but it does work. Didn't do it yesterday morning. I didn't do it yesterday morning, did it? I did it this morning then. I did it before these shows. Hey, Crystal. Good to see you here too. Let's do some channeling. Let's do it. Oh, we've got a donation in already. Audra, thank you. Is that you, Crystal? Okay, let's give you a better view of the table. This morning we've got stress. I don't know. It's not one of the oils that comes with the thing. It's stress relief. We've got stress relief from Botanic Essence today, which is lime, geranium, and grapefruit. It's kind of nice. Wish you could smell it. It's really nice. I use it all the time. I wear it all the time. I wear this thing all the time now. I put it on all the time. Put it on when I get up in the morning. It lasts 6 hours if you've got it on the 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, or 3 hours if it's constant. Constant's too much. I'm in a small space here, small-ish. And yeah, and so I can put it on twice a day. Different stuff in it. Hey, Deborah. You still haven't exchanged yet? Oh, Maria, it's taken ages, isn't it? Remember when you first started talking about that? It was a long time ago. Way, way, way back. Let's look at some cards out. So fingers crossed, everybody, for Maria. Although, Maria, it's Mercury retrograde, so I might get more delays. When are we out of Mercury retrograde? Anybody know? Anybody know? You might find that that's when it starts getting smoother. Not that things have to go wrong in Mercury retrograde, they don't. But if we have to be delayed for some reason, then, do you know what I mean? To me, Mercury retrograde is this. If we are in need of going within, which many people are, me, not really. I tend to be the other way around. Like, no, I've got a good balance now, but I've the majority of my life I've tended to be the other way around, mostly going within, more than the external stuff in life, right? So, but majority of people I would say are the opposite, just external life, that kind of thing, and hardly ever going within, looking within themselves. So if the universe needs to stop you to get you to go within instead, that's those people that the Mercury retrograde is going to affect more than us. March, you put your flat on the market. Found it in May. Wow. I'm feeling good about November. Feeling good about November. I don't know why, but I am. I'm feeling good about November. Well, we're starting out with the Three of Pentacles here, which is the card of planning. It's building things up. Someone's planning something. A long time coming, probably. The birds have got tools. That one's got a brick. That one's got a hammer. She's asking for the brick from that bird to build a flower there. Because it's teamwork. Three of Pentacles. Someone's planning something. Let's find out more. Who's this? Is this Divine Masculine? Planning something. Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's the Divine Masculine. Planning on this offer of love. Planning it again. I thought they were doing that ages ago. Like practicing the whole how they're going to approach. Maybe it's all changed now. Their approach of how they're going to ask you. What they're going to say to you. Where they're going to say it. What kind of a date is it going to be on. That kind of thing. Oh, so it feels like... okay, well, no, I'll get more cards out before I say that. So someone's planning their approach. Did you hear the brakes of that scooter then? I like that scooter. It's a bright orange Scoopy. I like Scoopies. They're solid. Anyway. Two of Pentacles, but weighing up their options. Well, this is progress. This is progress. This is, yeah. I think Divine Masculine planning their approach. Hey, Christine. Oh, and here we've got the Divine Feminine, Queen of Pentacles. Stable. Just like, well, I'm still here. Waiting. Stable. Boringly stable. Nothing going on. Well, she has got things going on. She's got life going on. She's got a stability. She's still feeding herself, paying the bills, doing all of that kind of stuff. She's got stuff going on. But none of the fiery, inject a spark in your life kind of joy division. Joy division. Hi, Mandy. Audrey, have you got questions for your reading? And the Ten of Cups, yeah. So she's like, happily ever after or not at all. Like, satisfy me or not at all. That she's like, this is I'm stable, I'm good as I am. Queen of Pentacles. I'm only letting something in if it's my happily ever after. I'm done with all of this playing around. I've done the inner work and I know what it is that I want. And so this is what I want. I want my happily ever after or nothing at all. I bet Divine Masculine is feeling the pressure from that. I think he knows it. Why he needs to put practice in. King of Pentacles wanted to come out then we would have a match on the table, but it didn't come out. It came out today in the energy update. Okay, but it was about leverage time. What that means. What have we got here? The Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm building something up. Two happily ever after cards next to each other. The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. Divine Feminine. She's very much focused on that. I think the Divine Masculine knows it. It's like step up or get out. Get out of my life. Stop having me hanging around for something that's not coming. Kind of thing, I think. But he's like Knight of Cups, romance. Like, Knight of Cups. Like, it'd be better if it was the King of Cups there, wouldn't it? Oh, God. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Slowness. Yeah, it's equinox today, isn't it? You think? A big shift? Maybe. I'm kind of getting used to the pace now of this. I'm kind of expecting more of that, really, and it'll be a pleasant surprise if something changes. Oh, I'm going to a party tomorrow, on Saturday, tomorrow night. I'm going to a birthday party, and I'm really excited about that. The friend whose birthday it is, his partner has got a villa up that end of the island, and we're all going to party. Got a villa for the weekend. We're all going to party tomorrow night. That's going to be fun. Love a good villa party. Hey, Connie. So things are moving slowly, so you better get used to that. This is a bit of a worry to me, the Knight of Cups. I know it means a love offer, but it's a knight, you know? Knight is not a king. It's not. We don't have the Emperor on the table yet. Although we did have that message, didn't we? Was that on Monday or was that last week, where anything could happen at any point? So, there we go. Yeah, click like on this video. Don't forget, everybody. Take a moment now. Don't you have to dodge out of the chat to do that? You have to close this chat down to click like on the video and then come back. We'll still be here. Join our community on Facebook as well. You'll do that later, whatever. Oh, I'm getting muscly. I'm on day 23 or something like that of my 30-day muscly program. I'm loving it. It's great. It's called Iron. The Iron series from Caroline Gervin here on YouTube. She's amazing. It's just like each session's like 30, 40 minutes. Do it like 5 times a week. That's what I do anyway. I do it 5 times a week. Having no days off whenever, which is when I feel like it. Sometimes I only do it 4 times a week, but I try and do it 5 times a week. And wow, it makes a big difference. Of course, you can do it with whatever weights you choose. Sometimes the weights are like yesterday's workout, shoulder workout, so the weights are pretty light. Got my 3 kilograms out. I used 3 kilograms to 17.5 kilograms weights, different exercises. 17.5 kilograms. It's not for my biceps, and so it's not for my shoulder. They're the hardest things, but for hip thrusts, for glute stuff and leg stuff, my heavy ones. Check it out if you feel like doing some weight training. I would highly recommend it. Very important to have muscle, especially into your old age. Don't want to be falling over and breaking ourselves. Now, what have we got here? We've got the 9 of Air and the 3 of Air. I don't like these cards. That's in traditional tarot. 9 of Air is the 9 of Swords. It's the anxiety, depression, sleepless nights, worry, all of that. 3 of Swords, it's a heartbreak card. What the hell? Why? But let's see what it is in this deck, because it might be different. Let's hold hope, hey, that it's different. 9. Runes. The 9 of Air is runes. I used to have rune stones. Maybe I should get some rune stones and do some rune readings. I like them. I used to like doing full rune readings, like just like throw all of the runes on the table, and then they would make like little paths and little patterns, and I'd read those bits together and like progressions and stuff. It's pretty cool. I like using them. It'd be like throwing the cards up in the air and then how they fall on the floor. Like doing a reading like that. That would be pretty fun too, but it's a little less messy with runes. What do you think? Should I get some runes? Runes, you know, the little stones. I don't know. I need to read the book all the time with them. I don't remember what they're all about. It's been a long time since I used them too. Yep. can get very complex and precise by combining 2 or more runic letters. It can. But it's fun. It's a fun way of reading. The Nine of Air is a bittersweet card, for it promises great wisdom, but the way to that wisdom includes suffering and sacrifice. It's true. You know, I did so many private readings yesterday, but one of them was very interesting because this lady was heading into a situation, and if she hadn't had the reading, this situation that she was headed into, without that wisdom from it, she would have had certain lessons. Nothing major, like no life or death stuff, just a relationship kind of stuff. But then once I'd given her the reading, it's like once I'd done the reading, it's like, now you've been told this, does the outcome change? Because I'd done like how's this going to progress in the reading. And then so it's like, okay guys, tell me, now she knows this information, if she applies this information, does it differently? What's the outcome now? And the outcome was spookily similar, but the path to it was different, and it was kind of the wiser approach. But it's like, damn, it still ends up in the same thing. And it's like, sometimes, and I said to her this, sometimes you just have to live it. Sometimes you can't have the information up front. You can't do it all by book. You can't do all the inner work and bypass the lessons. Sometimes you have to actually live through these lessons. This one is unavoidable because you got something to learn from this, and you have to actually practice it. So. Nine of Air is a bittersweet card, for it promises great wisdom, but the way to that wisdom includes suffering and sacrifice. It's always our challenges. That's how we grow. Wisdom is not a right we're guaranteed. Well, that's obvious, isn't it? Because there's so many unwise people about. It's a reward, something earned. It doesn't always promise happiness. That sucks. Doesn't that suck? You got runes, you have to read the book too. Yeah, it's complicated, isn't it? Complicated. Doesn't always promise happiness. You get better and better reward. Life gets better because it sucks less, because you get used to it, I think. Your wisdom allows you to get used to it. It affects you less. You don't take it as personally, but it doesn't mean like you're going to be the winner. You're going to get the external validation stuff. You're going to be like the one with the most money or the best relationship. But saying that, relationships, they do get better, don't they? They get fewer. And they get better because we get more picky. That's what I think. So the boundaries are what makes your life better, right? The boundaries are what make your life better. Let's just read the 3. The 3 of Air is scrying. It represents finding the truth by looking at something with different eyes, or from another point of view. Just as a reflective scrying surface is different than a mirror and shows hidden yet significant information, so we find unperceived yet important truths when looking at something through a different lens. Isn't it funny how we generally, most of us, perhaps not now, but previously, we only know what when we look at, I've got a mirror right there. When we look at ourselves in the mirror, I've got a mirror right there to put my lipstick on, and this is the reason. When we look in the mirror, we don't see ourselves. We see the opposite of ourselves. We see the mirror reflection, and it's not us. It's us reverse. It's us flipped like that. Now, which makes it easy to put lipstick on and for applying makeup and stuff like that. But it's not how we look to everyone else. How we look to everyone else is flipped. Now, I say that that's changed now because now we've got phones, and like I'm looking at myself here. The camera's up there, but I've got a monitor here which shows me what is in shot. That's why I look down to read the cards sometimes. That is the right way around. That's how other people see me. I've got it the right way around there. So it's not a mirror reflection. So I cannot put my lipstick on and look by looking at that, which is why I've got a mirror there. But isn't that interesting that mirror reflections, we take that as meaning they're the same, but they're not. It's flipped, right? So let me read that again. 3 of Air represents finding the truth by looking at something with different eyes or from another point of view. Just as reflective scrying Just as a reflective scrying surface is different than a mirror and shows hidden yet significant information, so we find unperceived yet important truths when looking at something through a different lens. Now, I talked about this, was it last week or was it earlier this week? When the flips happen with twin flames. Mirror images aren't the same. They are the balance, the yin yang. They're not the same. They kind of look the same, but they're kind of the opposite. Yeah. And when it's like that whole empath and narcissist come together, they're kind of the same. They've kind of got the same wounds, but they've done it in the opposite way. And they come together and then they have this reflection thing going on. And when one goes in the opposite direction, the other one goes in the opposite direction. That's what we've got going on. That's what we've got going on here. So if things seem to be flipping and changing, you're up and down, you're like, yes, this is on, I'm believing in this, no, to hell with this, I'm not waiting anymore. That kind of thing. Your twin is doing that too. That's what I'm getting from that. And as a result, it's causing us to be in our heads too much and stress, anxiety. That's why we've got stress less or whatever that oil is called this morning. Burning, not burning, being diffused. Hey, Judy. I'm waiting for... got Maria's question. Thanks for your donation, Maria. I'm still waiting for Audra's questions for a reading. Audra, you have some questions? Okay, let's get more cards out while we're waiting for those questions. Anyone else want a mini read? Get your donations in as well and patch them up shortly. What's this? The Maiden of Earth and the Ten of Fire. The Maiden of Earth, we'll start with her. Woo, I like this card. She's dancing around in the field of flowers. Hasn't got a care in the world. She takes a place amongst the new blossoms. She knows that she deserves a new start here. She's ready. She brings a sense of lightness and gratitude, not being light at the moment. So Divine Feminine, you need to get into this. I'm ready for a new start now. I deserve a new start now, and then bring lightness to that, not heaviness to that. A joyful appreciation and celebration of everyday blessings. Getting into that attitude of gratitude and in a positive, like good things are coming for me because I deserve them. It's very different than the heaviness that perhaps you're feeling at the moment about all of this. Ten of Fire. It's written in the stars. It indicates the events in question cannot be changed. There's a role that must be fulfilled or an action that must be taken. The actions we take in the face of unalterable facts define our nature and shape our character. There's a definite hurdle here. The hurdle cannot be bypassed. It can't be. It's got to be dealt with. It's got to be dealt with. So there is something specific that's halting this. Divine Feminine. While you're going through these ups and downs of how you're feeling, your Divine Masculine is feeling the flip side of that. So what were we told? We were told to be positive last time. We might think that that's helping our person to be positive, but what's actually happening is the opposite. It's the opposite. So they get pessimistic when we get optimistic. They've got this hurdle to get over. They back away from that hurdle. They're like, oh, I'm not doing this. Then we get pessimistic and we're like, F this. I'm not waiting anymore. And they go, oh, this hurdle, I really need to get over this hurdle. So the Maiden of Earth, she is getting herself, she's feeling good, right? Because she's changed herself to optimism. She's like, I know, I deserve this, it's all good. Law of Attraction teacher would say, oh, well, you're going to get it then. Meanwhile, the twin flame is doing the opposite. The runner-chaser kind of thing. It's the opposite. It's a mirror. It's not opposites like completely different. Your mirror reflections, it's just, it's like parallel realities, right? That sucks. So when we feel better in ourselves, we're actually getting further away from the result we want with them. And that's that finding the balance. That's what it is. Find the balance, find the balance, find the balance. We find the balance, they'll find the balance. Oh, this is complicated, isn't it? It have to be this complicated, the path. We've both got a separate path to walk. Well, I've got the path here. Path, where are you? There it is. You need to make your own decisions. Seek guidance from the divine away from the influence of others. Trust your inner self. What makes you feel better makes you feel better. You've not got to think. Like, I've told you all of that, but we've not got to think about that. We've got to walk our own path. Like I said, balance is the key, right? That's what we want. Balance is the key. So keep on doing what makes you feel better, because that brings you into balance. Tourist? No, God, no. There's a lot of tourists staying here at the moment. It's very busy. Really, really busy. Okay. We've all got our own path to walk, divine masculine and divine feminine. While there are moments and beliefs that we can share, times when we can help and support each other, when it comes down to it, our journey is our own. We decide what to do. We decide what to think. We decide what to feel, and we decide what to believe. We determine our values and we set our priorities, no matter how entwined our lives are with others. At the end of the day, alone in the woods, we take our own journey. We walk our own path. Fortunately, when we're alone, focused on our own heart and our own connection with the divine, that is when we can best hear divine's voice and see its guidance. The path becomes visible and wisdom becomes our companion. And like I was saying about Mercury retrograde, that's often the point where it's the universe going, hey, it's time for you to go within, get on your own path. Mercury retrograde is very like this Hermit card. This is the Hermit card, by the way. Walk your own path. It's like, well, go within. It's time to go within. So if you're mostly trying to change yourself to get into this relationship, and you're mostly noticing what the divine masculine is going through, and you're trying to change yourself to bring this on, don't do that. Walk your own path. Be about your path and how you're feeling, and find that balance. Get into that balance. Be more concerned with your own path. Thanks, Deborah. Was that you? Yes. Mabon. Yeah, look. There's a depiction of it, right? One person in the light while the other person's in the dark. Mabon. Why can't I remember these cards? There's something about reading this, though. There's little bits of stuff that it says in these books that really stand out. Anyway. In this card, Demeter stays on the land for a little longer while her daughter Persephone begins her journey to the underworld. There's a sense of gratitude for what's been given and a sense of responsibility for what will be required. This is a time to prepare ourselves, both mundane and spiritual, for the cold, dark days to come. So it's not like it just gets better and better and easier and easier. Well, it kind of should if we find balance, shouldn't it? There's going to be more challenges because we're here to learn. It's a time of weighing out the consequences of our actions, making decisions now that will shape our future. Someone is taking this very seriously. They're not just planning on the how to say it, how to ask, how to propose, how to ask you out, how to approach this love thing. They're taking this very seriously. It's heavy. It's heavy energy at the moment. Yet we've got this card of lightness going, When you're feeling light, they're feeling heavy. When you're feeling heavy, they're feeling light. Perhaps we'll get to a point where we don't really care anymore and we're just assured of it, and that'll be when it manifests. It's like abundance, you know, when you stress out about money and stuff like that, it's not when it manifests. But when you just like, it happens, like money just comes in. When you don't even think about it anymore and you're not going, woo, whenever some money comes in, and you're not going, oh my God, when some money doesn't come in. That's when abundance flows. So while we're going, woo, or we're going, oh my God, it's not when it manifests. That's when we're not in balance, you see. And when we really want something, that's when it's hard to get off that roller coaster. So we're on a roller coaster, we're not ready. Then we've got the 8 of air. Don't have a divine masculine who was in the friend zone. That's probably better, though. I know I'm done with just the lasting relationships. I'm not into that now. It's just I can't be bothered with that anymore. I'm happy with just friends, you know. Even if there's some attraction there, I'm happy with just friends. I can recognize someone that is worth getting into a relationship for me with now. I don't need any more lessons of that variety. So, is that you, Crystal? You're waiting around for the right one then? Do you know exactly what it is that you want? 8 of air is meditation. Don't underestimate the power of your mind. In this situation, the mind is the key. First, calm it. Had an experience that this is reminding me of. I've been sleeping so good lately. I'm getting 8.5 hours sleep every night. It's awesome. And last night I got 8.5 hours sleep before 5:30. No, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning because I'd already had 8.5 hours sleep. Wild. And I woke up in the middle of the night as well, but I wasn't awake for very long. But the night before, I fell asleep early as usual. But so I don't know, have you got an Apple Watch? When it goes to sleep, when it's like bedtime mode, for some reason the screen doesn't switch off. I have to put it into awake mode again and then put it in sleep mode and then it switches off. So I'd kind of come to the surface, I was asleep, come to the surface, noticed that my watch was bright, and I'm like, okay, take it out of night mode, put it back in night mode. But unfortunately what happened was took it out of night mode and there was all these notifications on it. And stupid me looked at them. I shouldn't have looked at them, but I did. I looked at them, and then one of the notifications said that somebody had added me by my phone number on Line app and the name of it, that person. Then I'm like, get my phone, have a look at it, and then I was awake for hours after that because I got stupid excited about it. Now, and that's what we're talking about here. When something happens, they give you a little bit, a scrap, and then you get overexcited about it like that. And so I ended up sleeping 5.5 hours that night. And that pissed me off. It pissed me off that he's got the power, and it wasn't even him in the end. It wasn't. It was just someone with the same name. That he has the power of my energy to really mess me up like that. I don't like that I've given that power away like that. I don't like that I got so excited about it. I don't. Anyway, back to this. Don't underestimate the power of your mind. In this situation, anyone else doing that? Anyone else getting overexcited about scraps? You know, the slightest little thing that they do or say or whatever. Like they click like on one of your pictures and you're just like, oh my God, this is it. And it's like, no, it's not. It's the tiniest little thing and you're getting overexcited. Do not underestimate the power of our mind. In this situation, the mind is key. First, calm it and do not let it obsess. Second, focus it. Decide the best way to employ its power. Finally, control it. Maintain connection to the divine and keep it on task. It's tricky. How do you know if your partner's a twin flame? I have no idea. I have no idea. Really. If we're to believe all of this that the guides are going on about twin flames, if you're in this situation with someone, there could be, but what we're talking about here is a twin flame journey. It might not be. It could be someone else. There's lots of carrots. The universe deals with lots of carrots, to change our energy. Oh, look who we have here. Who are you? Is it Mercury? It is. Mercury, what are you doing? It's retrograding. It's about the mind too, right? Mercury. It doesn't look like the life and soul of the party, does he? It represents the importance of communication. Either there's something that must be said, something that must be heard. The surrounding cards will help identify which way the communication needs to be flown and with whom. Well, we had just had the meditation card about the importance of our mind. So we're communicating our energy all the time. This is not about speaking communication. We're communicating our energy all the time. Twin flames are tuned into each other's energies, right? Not even trying. And it makes it tricky. It's in Venus at the moment, so it's all about love right now. Thanks for that, Deborah. Wow. So, double jeopardy. Go within. That's what Mercury retrograde says. Go within. It's about love at the moment, but go within. It's not about externals in the love situation. Wow. Okay, let's do some mini reads. Let's do it. We've got questions in. I'm still waiting for question from Audra, but let's do Deborah and Maria. Maria, that's first. Maria, twin flame, should you hold your energy back and allow them to make the first move? Should you? Allow the masculine to make the first move? Yes. Tell us about that. Oi. Tell us about this for Maria. Yeah, because just focus on your healing at the moment, because they've got to heal something too. Step into more before they come forward. So wait for them to do that. You can't push them into that. You can't push them into that. So focus on your healing at the moment. But you can include them in some kind of a way. Include in simplicity. Don't put pressure on it. It can be simple. It's messaging me. It can be simple. Include them in some way. So it's not that you have to turn your back completely. Still talk to them, include them kind of thing, but don't let it be about the relationship kind of thing. No pressure here. Don't put pressure on at the moment. They're healing something at the moment, need to step into something bigger at the moment. Deborah, what would Spirit like you to know at this time? Deborah. This is interesting. Express love and include yourself. So sometimes when we think about expressing love, we make it all about the other person. Like, what do you want to do, dear, kind of thing. This is saying include yourself. So this is what I would like. Sometimes we don't see that as an expression of love, as in telling someone what your heart wants, what your desires are. Sometimes we don't see that as an expression of love, but of course it is. It's like our love instead of being all about their love. This is asking you, Deborah, to include yourself more. Expressions of love aren't always about them. Now, this is interesting because, Deborah, you might have perhaps had a selfish parent who, or someone around you that was instrumental in your life, who kind of taught you that this isn't true, that what you want doesn't matter, kind of thing, that it's all about them, and if you love them, you do what they wanted, kind of thing. So if you had someone like that in your life, you might have learned to practice not including yourself, not speaking up for what it is that you want, not prioritizing your wants and needs and your heart. And you need to grow out of that and know that it's still an expression of love when you're expressing yourself and your heart and what you want. If you look at it this way, if you're with someone that's generous, that's a giver, right? Not an overgiver, but a giver, the same as you are, an expression of love to them, they get to express their love. If you tell them what you want, they get to express the love back. It's all love. It's an exchange of love, right? So you're being asked, Deborah, to practice that more, prioritizing yourself and your heart and speaking out about that, and knowing that if you've got good people around you, they're going to respond to that with love too. It's like, this is what I'd really like to do, and they're like, yeah, I'd really like to do that for you too, because I love you. Yeah, it's an expression of love. What you resist persists and sabotage. Oh, but you're not doing that. Hey, you're resisting doing that. Yeah, it feels to me like you had someone that was very selfish, perhaps narcissistic, in your life, that was very instrumental, parent, or caregiver, or perhaps an early relationship. And it's really made you resist that. Isn't that the way? This is why we get into this empath, codependent kind of imbalances, because we go through so much crap and we have to heal ourselves, and we go to the total opposite. So I'm going to be completely open and completely giving because I want the world to be like that. And then we go to the opposite extreme, and it doesn't work, does it? Ex-husband, right? Yeah. It doesn't work. Going to the opposite extreme doesn't work. It's a sabotage. Don't resist that self-love and then expressing what it is that you want. Not everyone is like that. And if you do find that people are still like that when they come back at you, then you've got familiar people around you still that are like your ex-husband, and it's good to do it, and then for them to turn around and go, what you want doesn't matter, and then you can go, get out of my life right now, right? So don't resist that. Now, it could be, if you've got a lot of people like that around you, it could be that's why you're resisting it. Because deep down, if I stand up for myself, they're all going to say, no, it doesn't matter what you want. It could be that you need to get to this point, like the shit hits the fan kind of thing, where you go, I need to change everything because I'm not around the right people. You might be very interested in a pick a card read that's coming out tonight, because I think it's the Shell. It's a very interesting read. I would recommend everyone watch that, the Shell one, with the one that I'm going to publish tonight. Not that it's your story, watch the, pick whatever, Crystal Flower Shell, whatever you usually do, and watch that one. But watch the Shell one just for the nuggets that you get out of it, because it was eye-opening for me, very eye-opening for me, that reading. The video reading, but in particular the deep dive. Anyway, it's a good sales job. But yeah, it's very rare. It's so very rare that my readings resonate with me, apart from these kind of do. But they're very rare for the readings to resonate with me these days. And that one hit me. It's like, oh God, this is absolutely my story. And I took a long time over the deeper dive because of it as well. So Deborah, you might be interested in that. Audra, what happened with him today? Oh, what went down? for your donation and your question. Audra. Brilliant and talk to someone. So, very distracted. His energy is very distracted because of something someone said. Not a gossip or anything like that. It was a good thing that someone said, but it's a feeling of grass is greener on the other side. Okay, I just had a flash of something that happened in my past. One of my friends, this is when I was at uni, one of my friends had this new boyfriend, and he came to visit our house. We're all living together. He came to visit our house, and of course that's when I met him. And so I was being friendly, I was with guests at the house. And then his energy kind of changed toward her, and she's like, what's going on? And he started fixating on me. And it was like, hang on a minute, there's nothing between you and me. But it wrecked their relationship. And it was like, shifted his attention from her to me. And I don't know why he did it. But there's that kind of an energy going on here. It's like, oh, well, maybe this is available to me. It's like a distraction like that. Someone said something and it's like, oh, squirrel kind of thing, but not squirrel, like the grass is greener. You didn't put yourself first in that person's. So, Audra, something was said to your person. They got distracted. It made them feel like the grass is greener, probably pulling away from you. Why would the universe do that? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Move away and empower yourself. So, if someone's distractible like that very easily, then they're not choosing you. They're not sure about you. I would do the same. I would shift my focus and empower yourself. Make some good decisions for yourself. If someone shifts the focus away from you, go, okay, well, I'll go and shift my focus somewhere else as well. I'm not saying like go to someone else or something like that. I would just focus on something else. Get distracted too. Distract yourself with something for yourself. If they're not sure about you, then, they either need to figure that out themselves, or you need to wait for someone that is actually choosing you properly. I guess it's someone who isn't clear on what it is that they want, and a lot of people aren't, to get clear on what it is that we want, especially in a relationship. Well, in anything really, we need to know ourselves. First of all, we need to know ourselves really deeply, and then have some wisdom about being empowered, about choices, about boundaries and all that kind of thing, in order to be able to choose somebody. See people clearly and choose somebody. Yeah, you've got someone here that hasn't chosen you properly. Does that make sense, Audra? So someone said something to them and it kind of piqued their interest. I don't know if it was another person, or like it was another person, but I don't know whether it was like someone that potentially they're interested in, or it could have been like a friend bringing up an ex or something like that. It very well could be that, in fact. But they got distracted and they're asking themselves, is this really what I want? That's what happened. So what tell us what happened from your perspective then, Audra. Might be able to delve into it a little bit more for you. Let's get back to the main messages. Thanks for your donations, guys. Anyone else want one? Get them in. I have 2 of the ingredients of the 3 ingredients to make my own balanced, what do you call it? I really can't think of the name. When you add something to water to make it more hydrating. I've got finely ground pink Himalayan salt. I've got potassium chloride? Potassium chloride. And I'm waiting on magnesium something or other. And I'm going to make it. Because you can't buy good whatever that stuff is called. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway. Email just came in and said that the potassium chloride's arrived. It'll be down there. Can't even bother bringing it to my door. They just leave it down there at the office. Argued. Ouch. Yeah. Well, because he got distracted by something else. Let him go through it. Don't fight for his attention. Distract yourself with something else. Let him go through that, and if he's wanting to choose you properly. But sorry to hear you going through that. That sucks. Okay, what else do we need to know? Ace of Pentacles. The One of Pentacles. It's all about a big thing. A big thing. Something that can be grown. The gifts of the earth are laid before. When we choose to work with them in harmony, they assist us in our endeavors. Any option pursued seems to carry unlimited potential. It's an opportunity for prosperity. An opportunity for prosperity. Something that can be grown into something really big. What are they talking about? What else do we need to know? We know about all the mirrors thing. We know that someone's planning on their approach, but the divine feminine is sitting there in a stability going, I've got things going on, but none of the spice of life that I do want going on, because I know what it is that I want. I know what my happily ever after is. It's so slow in coming. And that's because of this, because of the mirrors, because we need to be on our own path and finding our own balance, not trying to change our energy to change their energy kind of thing. In other words, this is saying we're overthinking it a little bit too much and too much focused on them rather than focused on ourselves. Then we got the Sun. Oh, wow. Happy cards. Ace of Pentacles and the Sun. What's going to make us happy? What's going to make you really, really happy? Like, inner child happy. The sun warms the earth, encouraging life and growth. Fruit and flowers, adding sweetness to life. Yeah, that's the thing that's missing, you see, from Divine Feminine at the moment. It's that spice. It's that sweetness. You can have, like, such a great life, but it's too consistent, right? We can either manifest drama to spice it up, but we don't want that. We want the good stuff. We want to fall in love. We want that kind of spice. It punctuates the cycles of life, this sun. It punctuates the cycles of life. In its light, we celebrate all things that we hold most dear. Connections, generations, and cycles that bring joy. I'm so looking forward to this party on Saturday night. I'm so looking forward. It's going to be so much fun. I just know it. Because the couple, I train with her at the other gym, and I invited them out when they first moved here. They're going to be living here for a few months. I really like her. And I invited them out, this is weeks ago, and they came out, and it's like, yeah, I do. I really like him too. Get on really well with them both. and he is here doing his dive master training, but he's doing it with the dive school that I used to hang out with when I first moved here. And so it's going to be a really fun party. I know there's going to be a lot of people from that dive school, a lot of people that I know from training. Yeah, it's going to be real fun. I'm really looking forward to that. That's some good spice for me. And the guy that I'm kind of interested in is going to be there as well. The one that I know is not right for me, but I am attracted to him. It's so rare for me to be attracted to somebody. He's going to be there. So perhaps you've got some fun spice being added to your life. 9 of Wands. Here she is again. She came out last time burning the candles on her bed. There's pillows there. It is. It's a bed. She's got candles on the bed. Fire risk. 9 of Wands. Some challenges are harder than others. Nearing the end of her strength, this woman draws on the deepest reserves within her and prepares herself for what she knows will be the final encounter with this particular challenge. Weak, worn, and weary, she's not certain of the outcome, but she's prepared to give it all she can, preparing for the final challenge. Don't give up too soon. There's a giving up, and there's just distracting ourselves with nice things. I think that's what this is saying. Ace of Pentacles, like, we can start things off, we can do stuff for ourselves, we can plant some seeds that grow into rich, bountiful stuff. The sun, we're not going to be happy all the time with these great things happening all the time. The sun, it just comes out sporadically, but when it does, it adds that bit of spice that we need, that is often in people with perhaps more mundane, miserable kind of demeanor. The only drama that they get is shit happening over and over again. But the sun, it happens. It injects this spice. We don't party every night, not anymore, Claire. But no, we party every now and then. And I've not been out for 3 weeks. And I'm going out to this party on Saturday night. It's that kind of thing. 9 of Wands, preparing herself for the final challenge. So not giving up. Allowing ourselves to be distracted by other stuff in our lives, but not giving up. Just getting on with life while she's preparing herself for the final challenge. The final challenge is with the relationship. Final challenge. Really, there's only one more challenge. Tell us about this challenge. I want to know about this challenge. What is this challenge? The final challenge. 10 of Pentacles. The happily ever after. The pick a card read that I'm about to put out this evening as well. It changed my mind. It changed. I am not sure that the person that I'm thinking of is my person anymore because of that pick a card read. Because it made me think, perhaps not, perhaps, yeah. Anyway, you'll see. 10 of Pentacles. A family gathers in celebration. Generations represent the cycles of life and connections between people through time. The older generations care for the homes and taught the younger. The younger in their turn will continue the traditions and care for the elders. A stable and abundant life. Okay, that's what the final challenge is. It's not the divine feminines. It's the divine masculines. It's what? It came up somewhere else. There's a challenge. Can't remember, but yeah, there's a challenge here that needs to be overcome. It's to do with family, traditions, it's to do with stability, it's to do with all of that kind of stuff. It's a big challenge. Right, so this, I'm thinking that talking about the divine masculine now. And I think this is saying that the divine masculine has been getting ready, and he's had things to heal, and he's had things to figure out in his mind, and he's had choices to make and all of that, and he's done all of that stuff. But the big thing, that big hurdle, I was saying there was a hurdle, right? Where did I get that from? There's a hurdle. There is a hurdle, and it needs to be faced. That's the big one. That's why there's one last challenge to overcome, and it's got to do with tradition, to family and stuff like that. That is the hurdle that the masculine has got to face. Been thinking about moving on all day. Yeah. You know what I was saying before, or perhaps you don't, those if you just come in, Jessica. What I was saying before is, like, what I noticed about abundance is when I was on I've been good with abundance, then bad with abundance, then good with abundance in my life. And what I noticed about being bad with abundance, when you're bad with abundance, when money comes in, you go, woo, and you make a big deal out of it. And when it doesn't come in, you're like, oh my God, it's terrible. And you've got this emotional roller coaster going on. When you're really in abundance, you're not doing that. You're not doing either of those things. Now, if we apply that kind of stuff to what's going on with divine masculine, divine feminine, what we've got is divine feminine that as soon as, like, he even clicks like on one of her photos on Facebook, she's like, oh, this is so exciting, it's happening. Or like, he says something, it's just the scraps. And it's like, well, what are you doing? Why are you getting so excited about that? That's just a scrap. Stop it. So when you're in, or like you don't hear from them, you don't see them or whatever, you're like, oh my God, this is terrible. That's when you know you're not in it. You're not in the flow of abundance at that point. Because when you're in the flow of abundance, you're not reacting to any of it. It just happens. So we're not balanced when we are reacting to scraps. We've got to get ourselves into balance. This is like anything else. It doesn't manifest while we are overreactive to it like that. There's chicken cat. How did I get to the point after being abundant and then not abundant and then abundant, back into abundance? I got into that point by going, what the hell am I doing to myself? I am literally terrorizing myself over money. And this is terrible for me, my health, my mental health, my emotional health, everything. And what I did was like, that's it. I'm not going to focus on that at all anymore. I'm going to focus on my well-being. And that's what I did. And when I focused on my well-being and loved myself more and go, I'm just going to have a nice day and I am not going to think about that stuff anymore because I am more important. Those bills and the money coming in and all of that stuff, I'm way more important. And so I did that. And then after doing that and then feeling much better, then I started having good ideas. And then when I started from that calm place of acting on these good ideas, not scrambling, trying to make money from these ideas, not any of that, then the money started flowing in. So apply that to relationships. Get to the point where we're going, oh my God, I am terrorizing myself over this person. My well-being is way more important than that. I'm going to do the self-love thing, but right off, I'm not going to even think about that person. Not going to even go there anymore. I'm just going to love myself. Yeah. And that kind of thing. Anyway, chicken cat wants to come in. Look at her. Good positioning. Your face is in the video, chicken. Hello. She goes straight to the food. No hellos. Just like, nope, I want to eat biscuits. Tuna flavoured biscuits. Does that make sense? And perhaps if we are doing that, divine feminines, getting back to that self-love and stopping terrorizing ourselves over this. In either way, you might be hanging out for those scraps to feel good, but that's still terrorizing yourself, really it is. Perhaps that's when the masculine will get over this goddamn hurdle that he needs to get over. Hey, Karen. Ooh, that essential oil is pretty strong. It just came my way. The Nine of Swords. Ah, this is you terrorizing yourself, overthinking it. So I don't want to hear it anymore. But it's like hearing it from yourself. Nine of Swords. It's your own mind doing it. Yeah, perhaps this Mercury retrograde is what is highlighting it to us. Like, what are you doing to yourself, girl? Nine of Swords. All sorts of thoughts and ideas dress themselves up as truth and come home to roost. They become very persistent and make it difficult to see other possibilities, no matter how much better or close at hand they seem to be. It's the power of worry and regret. We cannot manifest good things when we're in that state. We just cannot. And sometimes we think, oh, but I just want the good stuff and not the bad stuff. It's like, no, your actions either way is bad. It's all bad. Hey, Leslie. Anyone else want them in your read? Get your donations in. Do them soon. Then we've got the Five of Wands. It's about practice. And then we've got the Queen of Wands. Ooh. Five of Wands. She looks particularly irate, but then this is the Tower of the Miserable Ladies. So. Five of Wands. Working together can have fabulous results, but it can be the card of competition too, as evidenced in the Four of Wands. However, getting the result may be fraught with conflict and trouble, particularly when people feel very strongly about something. Egos and expectations get in the way of an easy flow of communally generated energy. There's conflict. So, I think the feminine needs to end the inner conflict about this, and she needs to stop focusing on this. I think this is the masculine. When he finally faces that hurdle, of course, there's a reason that he's not doing it. That there's a reason that he's put that final hurdle to last, because it's the gnarliest one. He knows there's conflict going to come from it. Then the Queen of Wands. It's expression of passion within a safe environment, it says in this. The expression of passion within a safe environment. What a weird explanation for that card. So that's why there's that fire there, but she's kind of caring too. It's telling someone a hard truth, isn't it? But in a safe environment. It is. It's telling someone a hard truth about passion, but doing it in a safe environment. I think this is the Divine Masculine again. I think this is him gearing up to sorting something out, this final hurdle, getting himself prepared to deal with this tradition, this family stuff, or whatever it is. That's Divine Feminine. Or there could be Divine Masculine too, getting worried about it, because knowing that there's conflict coming out and needing to do this to tell someone this passionate truth. This isn't you. This isn't Divine Feminine. This isn't telling the Divine Feminine some passionate truth. This is Divine Masculine telling someone else, revealing something that's going to hurt someone else, but trying to do it in a safe environment at the right time, kind of thing, gently. And there's chaos. There is conflict going to come from it anyway. It's kind of got breakup energy around it, or some kind of a family thing. Anyway, and then the stars. The stars. The stars like pushing the reset button. It helps you feel clean, refreshed, and renewed. Cynicism and pessimism fall away, and you can look at the world through new eyes, expecting good things. There's time of renewal and cleansing. This is big. This is really big. I think this is all about Divine Masculine here now. But of course, there is that message for Divine Feminine too, about that whole getting into balance and stopping tripping herself out about it. Wow. Okay. Chicken, be sociable. Don't just come in and eat and then go straight out again. Oi, Ticky, Ticky. Just like slight glance. Can't be bothered with you, Mum. You just give me biscuits. So no, sometimes she does give me a cuddle. But not very often anymore. She's just like the least playful cat in the world. I swear. I can count on one hand how many times. I've known her since she was a kitten. I can count on one hand how many times she's been playful, and it's 3. Honestly, she. I know cats. I think they all do this, right? Other people's cats have done this to me as well. You go to the bathroom, they follow you, and then they sit by you until you're done, and then they'll leave you alone. Like they've got to guard you. Cats have to guard you when you're in the toilet. Anyway, so I have my toilet roll on the edge of the sink, because there's no toilet roll holder or anything. I hardly ever use toilet paper in this country. Got bum guns instead. But I like to dry myself off after I've used the bum gun. So I do have toilet paper. And so it's sat on the side of the sink like that, just a roll, you know? So sometimes it can fall down. Sometimes it has a long tail on it or whatever. So I grab it. It's got the long tail. And she's sat in front of me. So I dangle it over and she's just like, nothing. Like, what cat can resist that? Clawing the toilet paper to bits, but absolutely nothing. She's just like, what are you doing, Mum? Like, there was nothing inside of it that wanted to grab onto it. What? Why? Why are you not playful? What are you looking at? Oh, I know what she's looking at. In the kitchen, there's a gecko. He was inside all night. This gecko, it's quite a big one, but he's got one foot missing. His foot. I was having a good look at it this morning. His foot's. I think it's been eaten off by something. Anyway, so it's not deformed. I thought it was deformed at first, but he went on the other side of the window. He went outside, and then I could see it much clearer when I saw it on the other side of the glass. Anyway, that's what she's looking at. Oh, that's what she was looking at. Let's do some Starchild tarot. Enough of the animals. No, I'll let chicken out first. You want to go out, don't you? Leaves a tail stuck in between the door, so she's got the option to come back in. Ace of Crystals again. How interesting. Perhaps I didn't get it right before. Ace of Crystals, the start of something really big. Something that can grow into something really big. Isn't that interesting? The first card that came out in both of those decks. I think it is anyway. The Ace of Crystals signifies new and prosperous beginning. It's the fruition of wealth in abundance and the attainment of your dreams. This card's bugging me now. The stars. You know how it was a refresh and it's like, now I can be happy. It's almost like someone the Divine Masculine can't embrace his happiness. Can't even face that until he has got over this hurdle. He can't even think about it. He can't be happy until he's done that. And then once he's done it, then he can be happy. So it's not saying that it's happening right now or about to happen. It's just saying that that's where he's at the moment, not wanting to face that final hurdle because of that chaos and conflict. But when he does, then he'll be able to be happy. His demeanor will change completely. Right, back to the Ace of Crystals. The Ace of Crystals signifies a new and prosperous beginning. It's the fruition of wealth and abundance and the attainment of your dreams. No less. You're capable of manifesting your goals while also appreciating the payoff of your success. From this state of understanding comes the ability to identify the opportunities as they arise, and those routes which align best with your heart. This speaks of your innate trust in your intuition and the choices which support your own spiritual growth. You understand and prioritize what matters most. Remember, the power of positive visualization combined with a sense of gratitude will only attract more abundance into your life. You know what else? What else is? Some of you are thinking, perhaps my person's not my person after all. And perhaps not. Because there's not many divine masculines. But the divine masculines we do have that are going through this are all going through something really similar, aren't they, to each other? Which one's going to step up? I don't know. Some of you might be focused on someone and they're going through something similar to this or this, but they're not going to step up and approach you. Meanwhile, someone else is going through this that you're not aware of, and they are going to approach you, but they're going through a really similar thing. Anyway, it's going to be big, says the Ace of Crystals. Ah, the Tower, 7 of Wands. Protect yourself, there's a tower coming. Tower warning. 7 of Wands, protect yourself. Let's read these two out. A tower, what's going on? Is this when he does this? What? Protect yourself, divine feminines. Tower. Tower indicates a period of complete or sudden change. When it happens, it's going to happen. It's going to be out of the blue. It's going to be at different points for each of us, but when it happens, it could happen at any moment. You may experience a sense of insecurity or loss as if your world has been flipped upside down. This can also denote situations in which the mind, body, and spirit are not working in harmony due to passive or unhealthy life choices. Yesterday afternoon, I felt like a glass of wine and I didn't have one. I felt like a glass of wine when I was coming home. I know why. I know why, because the one that I think is my man, he was there. And he wanted to train me. And he asked. Didn't ask me. He asked the boss. The boss man said no. And he didn't step forward. Anyway, and I thought, I'm going to have a glass of wine when I get home. And I didn't. And I didn't try and deny myself. Once I got home, I didn't feel like a glass of wine anymore. I don't like that. I don't like that someone is affecting me, even in the slightest way like that. I don't like that someone else is affecting me. I've got such a lovely, stable life, and I'm happy in myself, sure. And there's spice every now and then, like that sun card says, and I do have a good time every now and then. And I would like something really good in my life, a relationship, I would. But I'm also very aware that when you let someone in, that is going to happen. When I have a relationship, that's going to happen. They're going to affect me. And you lose your chill, you lose your balance, you know. I don't like that. Anyway, the Tower. This can denote situations in which the mind, body, and spirit are not working in harmony due to passive or unhealthy life choices. Rigid thinking, isolation, or ignoring the challenges along the way may inevitably reach a breaking point. The Tower encourages you to examine old patterns or systems of belief, leading to fresh perspectives that are transformational and positive in the long run. Yeah, Ace of Crystals, long run. This card may also indicate a breakthrough in consciousness, which allows you to recognize your own personal growth through purging the unnecessary burdens in your life. What is the greater lesson to be learned? Know that for every difficult situation we face, we're forced to grow from experience. Liberation comes from letting go and moving forward. Sometimes we do this. We have to hit a low point. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we can just let go. Without the dark, there's no light. Am I ready to face my own feelings throughout the stress and chaos? What have I learned from this experience? How can I cope with these energies? Might need to cope with some energies here. And then we've got the 7 of Wands. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Wands. Oh. It's a positive reminder that your life is headed in the right direction. You've worked hard and know what you want. Don't be discouraged by any setbacks that show up along the way. This may also indicate so in other words, if there's a Tower moment, if things fall apart, if it's like, oh God, it's not that person after all, anything like that, a big shock sort of thing, know that you still are headed toward what it is that you want. You don't need to be derailed by it. Don't be knocked off your perch by it. Just go, oh, well, that's interesting. And keep moving forward, right? This may also indicate a time when the momentum of your success will require your personal resolve and courage when dealing with other people. So it's important that you stay strong and assert yourself. Do not be afraid to speak your truth. This is a very dynamic, energetic time in your life. So remember to celebrate all your accomplishments as you move forward. Any new projects or ideas that you have will require your attention, planning, and innate skills. You know what you need to do. Oh, I like that. Don't let it derail you if there's a tower that happens. Then we've got the Star again, and Strength. Star and Strength. XVI is 17. The Star is a beautiful omen to receive. You have every reason to feel hopeful at this time. Part of your positive outlook comes from remembering to see the beauty in life as you experience the inevitable challenges along the way, yet still understand the importance of love and gratitude. From this state of knowing and trust, the serendipitous magic seems to continuously unfold around you. The Star indicates a good balance of creativity. Wow, I just had a vision then. You know how magicians can be like, look at this thing, look at this thing, look at this thing. Meanwhile, they're doing something else. And then revealing the thing. Some of you have got this, look at this man, look at this man, look at this divine masculine, look at what he's doing, look at what he's doing, and there's going to be someone else that comes in that's done it, someone that you haven't been focused on, perhaps someone that someone else has been focused on. That's what I just saw then. Some of you have got a decoy that's been helping, you've got a false twin that's been helping you go through this process. Meanwhile, it's an other one that comes in that is done. That's been going through the same process, but not with your focus on them. Anyway. What was I saying? Part of your positive outlook comes from remembering to see the beauty in life as you've experienced the inevitable challenges along the way. You still understand the importance of love and gratitude. From this state of knowing and trust, the serendipitous magic seems to continuously unfold around you. It was when I said that I saw that vision. The Star indicates a good balance of creativity, work, desire, and soulful aspirations. Now's the time to move forward with your lifelong dreams and do the things that make you truly happy. This will allow you to connect with your spiritual power and raise your vibration. Remember to always move forward with love and light. Your path will continue to grow brighter each day. So keep on moving forward, even if a spanner's thrown in the works. Your dreams are coming true. Strength, be strong. 11. Your strength and courage will only increase as you believe in your innate ability to learn, heal, and evolve. This is a powerful card that regards the emergence of your higher self, one that's full of grace, love, and compassion. You're strong enough to navigate through the challenges and obstacles, which also highlights your ever-expanding state of consciousness. Understand how strength mostly comes from within and is directly related to how you harness your own energy. Understanding how strength mostly comes from within is directly related to how you harness your own energy. This leads to spiritual growth as you're able to identify the vibrational qualities of your thoughts. That's important at the moment. Mercury retrograde has come up over and over again in this reading. The vibrational quality of your thoughts. How you react to what's going on at the moment. Very pertinent right now. Remember, it's also important to treat others with compassion, love, and kindness. Strength also comes from being mindful of how we interact and communicate with the people around us. Are you facing your fears? Are you? What have you learned after all you've been through? Apply it right now. We've had that message over and over again, haven't we? Well, there we go. How about that? Let's get back to some minis. Deborah, thanks for your donation. Second donation. Deborah, what's going on with you in your work with the rude girl? Rude girl. Is that what you call her? I've got a bitch queen from hell in my life. She's not here on the island at the moment. She did come back for a while, but she's gone again. I call her bitch queen from hell. She's horrible, hey? So you've got a rude girl. She's picking holes in your work for no reason. Oh. Yeah, you haven't experienced that kind of behavior in a long time. Like, what's in school? Oh, some people are just ridiculous. It's projection, of course. It's projection. when they do that. They're feeling insecure, think that you're better than them, so they pick because they've got no self-awareness whatsoever. Okay. Yeah, maybe it is a move on thing. Maybe it is a move on thing for you. Find a new approach, follow your passion. It's interesting because in the energy update today, it was about sometimes we can clear things up in a workspace. I was talking in the energy update today, I'm not sure if you've watched it yet, about changing our minds about something. Perhaps you think that you don't like something. It's like, and I gave the example of perhaps you think you don't like your job, but it's actually your asshole boss that you don't like. And because when they're gone, you actually love your job, and you change your perception about it like that. There is that, but sometimes there's sometimes it's just like it's time to move on, find a new approach and follow your passion. Is this the universe going, one more thing that you don't like about it? Or would you really love your job if Rude Girl wasn't there? You need to ask yourself that question. Now, if you do really love your job, let's not call her names that I'm making up. Rude Girl, if Rude Girl wasn't there and you really love your job, abundance, choose to change. Now you've got cards of change here. You've got cards of change. So there could be something much better out there for you. It could be the universe just giving you another reason to leave. You're going to have to make up your own mind on this one. I'm not getting a clear yes or no for you. You're going to have to make up your own mind. So let's ask deeper into this. So if Deborah wants to stay, if she loves a job, and how can she deal with Rude Girl? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. You got warmth, which is being open-hearted and being okay about it. Which I get it. It's just saying, like, you accept someone as they are. She's Rude Girl. She's got no self-awareness. She's projecting her insecurities onto you and picking at you. Now, there's being okay, well, that's the way someone is. When they're your senior, sometimes you just have to put up with that. Like, if this was a friend, you would draw up a boundary, right? And you'd be like, you don't do this to me. With a senior, it's slightly different. It is slightly different. If someone's got some power over you about your job, then it's slightly different. There's just certain situations that we can't enforce those boundaries that we do in any other part of our life because we know we'll lose our job if we do it, right? Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're vibing with other people. Yeah. I think that's what it's saying, is that there's something even more lucrative for you to move to. It's just another thing that you don't like about it, right? So find a new approach, follow your passion. What kind of people would you really like to be around? What kind of vibe would you like to be in? Get focused on that and, like, say, universe, okay, enough of this. I cannot stand up to Rude Girl because she's my senior. I would draw up a boundary in any other. Perhaps you need to go through that process in your mind if it was any other situation. Or perhaps you need to do it as well if you are cutting your losses. Practice in your mind how you would draw up a boundary to them. And so that when you've got your other job and you hand in your resignation, you can go through that exact process with her, with Rude Girl herself. But yeah, at the moment, get focused on what kind of people you'd really like to be around, what kind of vibe you'd really like to be around. And there's something more abundant for you. You got another job and the vibe is great, so there you go. Easier for you to do then. Yeah, maybe you do need to draw up that boundary with her. The warmth and gentle okayness is more saying now you just kind of grin and bear it while you still trying to be in that job. Complicated. Not a clear answer there really, but There you go. It is what it is. So there you go. Thanks everyone for coming along. Thanks for your donations. AirPods Pro. We won't be getting any more of those. I quite like these ones. These are the second, third generation, whatever, AirPods. It's a good microphone. It's a really good microphone, eh? Anyway. So thanks everyone for coming along. Yes, do check out that figure card that I'm putting out. Everyone, watch whichever one you choose, like normal, but then watch the shell one, because, like I said, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. It got me questioning everything, and it just seemed to make so much sense for me personally. And yeah, and especially the deeper dive, it was like, whoa, okay, it could be a complete left field, someone coming in. It just reminded me of someone else's energy that I met a long time ago. And it's like, yeah, I can see how they would be way more suited to me. And in fact, they are the same sun sign as the one that I'm thinking is my person. And they've got a similar thing going on in family life and stuff like that, or they did ages ago. The title is Past, Present, Future. It's a past, present, and future reading that I'm putting out tonight. So, yeah, check that out on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to click like on this video. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell and all of that stuff. Watch that tonight. Have a great weekend, everybody. Let's do this all over again on Monday and see if there's anything happened over the weekend. Have a good one. And I'll see you all soon. Bye.